Hi, and welcome back to 23 Days of Astrology with Marjorie. Today, in day two, we are going to explore why do we even look at birth charts? This is a question that I asked myself often when I started studying astrology, and then even as my studies deepened, I still kind of held and turned this question. Now, there's many reasons to look at a birth chart. For me, these are the benefits of knowing our own charts. These are my opinions and what I've come to experience through studying charts and discussing them with others. And I thought it was fun today to wear my birth chart earrings. These are actually earrings that my mom gave me that are not birth charts, but every time I look at them, it's all I see. So I thought they were fitting for today. Okay, thanks, Mom. All right, so what are the benefits of knowing our chart? I chose this image because entering a chart is like entering a room where we're going to sit and churn and reflect and do some analysis, and there's just like work to be done. So I felt that a doorway, like you're just walking through a doorway when you're entering a chart and holding that information. So one of the main benefits for knowing our charts is it leads to self-awareness. Now, I don't think anything guarantees self-awareness because A, it's a practice. There's really no arrival. There's maintenance to be involved once we find ourselves becoming self-aware, if that's such a place. But it's more of a journey. So self-awareness is something that leads to a deeper understanding of how we relate to ourselves. And in turn, that cultivates empathy for how we relate to others and the people that we spend our days with. Um, I believe that astrology is like a bridge, like a path to peace, because building on this idea that when we cultivate an understanding of self, it kind of leads to an understanding of others. So, in essence, it feels like a path to peace by being a bridge. There's there's something magical that I can't really articulate that happens in the container of an astrology reading. For me, as a client, before I was even an astrologer and had astrology readings, I had felt so seen kind of quickly. Like I felt seen with friends before. I felt seen in relationship, in my family, and even in therapy. But there was something that happened so quickly and so directly through an astrology reading that was unlike any other tool that I had experienced. And so embedded in that, I felt the power. I felt like there's something here, there's something potent. And that's what I think led me to study astrology. And I wanted to help other people, I guess, feel seen in a way, or I wanted to be somebody that was helpful in reflecting back to someone else something that would help them feel seen. And then there's another benefit that's kind of tricky, that didn't really seem like a benefit at first, but it is. It's befriending the paradox within us. So through studying astrology, it becomes visible. The symbols can really come off the page and through stories and show us there's many facets to ourselves. You know, we might have a chart that says like, oh, I like to be very visible in the world, but at the same time, there's all of this concentrated energy on um, having a container to, value your privacy and reflect and go inward. So astrology can kind of help us think. It can kind of hand us like a sheet and be like, here's where a lot of this is happening, and we can visibly see a paradox within ourselves that can lead to a conversation where we can talk about it and eventually be like, oh yeah, that's a part of me, but this is a part of me too. And maybe I can practice on holding both of them and giving each of them space when the timing is right. And then I'd like to share a quote on self-awareness from Focus by Daniel Goleman, who also is the writer and researcher. He wrote the book Emotional Intelligence. Goleman says, self-awareness then represents an essential focus, one that attunes us to the subtle murmurs within that can help guide our way through life. This inner radar holds the key to managing what we do, and just as important, what we don't do. This internal control mechanism makes all the difference between a life well lived and one that falters. I share this quote because it's a beautiful reflection on self-awareness, and it simply reminds me of how valuable the tool of astrology can be. So if Goleman shows us how important self-awareness is and what that can do for us and help us live a life well lived, and astrology is a tool that perhaps helps us sharpen or further ourselves in our journey of self-awareness, then it's obvious to me that the value is embedded within interacting with and studying astrology. So I hope you found that helpful today, and I will see you next time for day 3. Thanks for watching.